What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything that the government does. Why? Because they make the rules. We got to live by the rules, so we want to know what them rules are. So if you're interested in staying informed, do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button for me and turn on your notifications. It helps. And if you also could, before we get started, do me a real big favor and smash that like button. You don't realize how much that like button helps me out. It helps out a whole lot. Helps with the algorithm for sure. But what's up, y'all? Hope y'all having a pretty good day. We got some pretty good news this morning. Actually, it wasn't really a surprise, if you ask me, because like the Supreme Court said, states do not have the right to adjudicate the Constitution, essentially, basically, is what they were saying. So they're keeping Trump on the ballot. You know, this is good news. We pretty much knew that was going to happen because a state can't just unilaterally take a candidate off a national election, off the ballot from the national election. It's just wrong. But we're not going to get into all that today. We're going to get into something else. We've been talking a lot about the border here lately, and because there's a lot of stuff going on with that border being open like it is destroying our country. Some people may not see it. They may hear me say that and think it's hyperbole, but it's not. It really is destroying the country. You know, I mean, even the mayor of New York, who is pretty far from conservative, is saying that this is destroying his country. He's having to reallocate funds from all kinds of other stuff to house immigrants, right? The criminal aliens, essentially, because these people are getting bussed all over the place. The left and Democrats are yelping at Governor Greg Abbott for busing migrants all over the place, but the Biden administration's been doing it ever since the Biden administration has been the Biden administration. So that's just, you know, once again, Democrat hypocrisy. These people love to be hypocritical. Anything, if you can almost be assured, if Democrats are yelling at Republicans for something, that the Democrats are doing that exact thing. It's almost a guarantee. But let's check out this story right quick. Check it out, y'all. Appeals court reverses order blocking Texas immigration law, setting up Supreme Court showdown. That's right. So, as we know, SB 4 passed in Texas like a month and a half ago. I think in January, something like that. Basically, it was a law that gives the right to police officers, any kind of law enforcement, can arrest illegal migrants, basically criminal aliens, can arrest them, detain them, to have them deported, to turn them over to ICE, essentially. And the Biden administration, being who it is, sued to have that law blocked, saying it's unconstitutional. It overrides the federal government. Well, it does, to be honest with you. And, you know, the courts agreed with that. They said, yes, you cannot do this. However, the Biden administration is not enforcing its own federal laws. It's just allowing hundreds of thousands, millions of people, essentially. The estimates are upwards of 15 million. The hard numbers is 10 million, 8 to 10 million, because we don't really know exactly how many have come in. They don't have a clicker counting them because there's gotaways and all this other stuff. Upwards estimates of 15 million people in 3 years. You know, a little bit over 3 years. So we can't know all of this, but that is an insane amount of people just pouring across our border, right? So Texas decides to do something about it, and so they did. Check it out. The 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals late Saturday reversed a lower court's ruling that halted a new state law allowing Texas police to arrest people suspected of crossing the Texas-Mexico border illegally. The New Orleans-based appeals court immediately paused its order for 7 days to give the federal government time to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. If the higher court doesn't intervene, the new law could go into effect this coming Saturday as the legal battle continues. And you know what? I really, really, really hope that the Biden administration appeals this decision, because that is going to look really, really bad on Joe Biden, considering he was just in El Paso talking about, we need to do something now. We have a crisis on our southern border. Basically saying that if we don't do nothing, bad things are going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Gave this long speech. It started griping at Republicans for not codifying illegal immigration. That Senate bill that came up that basically made illegal immigration legal, which is, it's no wonder Republicans didn't vote for that. That would be a stupid thing to vote for. That would be like voting to make speeding not a traffic offense. It's like, what? It's no longer a crime to speed. Yeah, you can go ahead and speed all you want. It's basically what that bill done. And the majority of that bill also went to Ukraine and Israel and the Indo-Pacific. So that was another, hanging point on that one. But I really, really hope Joe Biden and the DOJ and all them, I hope they appeal this, because I am going to ramrod that shit, because that is BS. You're going to sit here and yell something needs to be done about the border, and then Texas does something about the border, and then you try to stop it, while at the same time saying something needs to be done about the border. Oh yeah, you're going to catch hell for that one. The Fifth Circuit ruling came a day after U.S. District Judge David Ezra in Austin blocked Senate Bill 4 from going into effect, saying the law threatens the fundamental notion that the United States must regulate immigration with one voice. Governor Greg Abbott signed SB 4 in December, marking Texas's latest attempt to try to deter people from crossing the Rio Grande after several years of historic numbers of migrants arriving at the Texas-Mexico border. SB 4 seeks to make illegally crossing the border a Class B misdemeanor carrying a punishment of up to 6 months in jail. Repeat offenders could face a second-degree felony with a punishment of up to 2 to 20 years in prison. Wow. The law also requires state judges to order migrants returned to Mexico if they are convicted. Local law enforcement would be responsible for transporting migrants to the border. A judge could drop the charges if a migrant agrees to return to Mexico voluntarily. That, to me, that is a very logical bill. It goes to help this dadgone crisis we have going on, because I've said it ad nauseum, so I'm not trying to repeat myself all the time, but that's a lot of people coming across the border, man, and we just can't handle that many people. And then on top of all these people coming in, the Biden administration's giving these people hotel rooms and debit cards with thousands of dollars on it. It's like taking, taxpayer dollars to pay somebody that broke the law to get here. It's like, what are you doing? This is wrong. Why not put that money into trying to help the homeless people or something? If you're going to give it away to people, give it to citizens first. That's why I always say the Democrats are insane, because they're like, America last. They don't care about the people here. It seems like their policies just show that, to me, at least. If you feel different, leave a comment down below. In December, the American Civil Liberties Union, or the ACLU of Texas, and the Texas Civil Rights Protection sued Texas on behalf of El Paso County and two immigrant rights organizations, El Paso-based Las Americas Immigration Advocacy Center and Austin-based American Gateways, over the new state law. The following month, the U.S. Department of Justice filed its lawsuit against Texas. Lawsuits have since been combined. The court proceedings come during a presidential election year when immigration has been top of mind for many voters. Former President Donald Trump has bashed President Joe Biden for his immigration policy, saying he has incentivized illegal immigration. Biden has created some narrow paths for migrants to enter the U.S. legally, with policies that seek to deter migrants from entering the country illegally. And, Joe Biden has done so much, or so little, I should say. He has stopped Texas at every single angle. Every time Texas tries to do something to stop these people from coming across, because in Texas, you got to cross the Rio Grande. For a big portion of the Texas border, you got to cross the Rio Grande to get into the United States. The Rio Grande is a very fast-flowing river. It's like the Mississippi River. It flows pretty daggone fast. It's pretty daggone wide. And people drown, get it swimming across that river. I mean, some of these people, I would call them kind of insane, because they take toddlers and little kids
and try to swim across this river. It's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? But, on the other side, you've got the cartels. These people have to pay money to the cartels to go across cartel territory. And then, there's a lot of people that get abused, assaulted, in other words. I'm not going to say the other word because, for reasons, but, having to deal with these cartels, paying the cartels thousands of dollars to come here, and then you're probably broke once you get here. Now, I can understand wanting to help some of these people, but when you come across the border, when you break the law to get here, I have a problem with that. If you're going to come here, if you're going to have to pay the cartel, go to a port of entry. If they're letting you come across illegally, I can promise you they'll let you come across at a port of entry. And then you're doing it the right way. But it just blows my mind how much the Biden administration has tried to stop Texas from enforcing federal laws. To do the federal government's job. Texas is trying to slow these people down because this has got to stop. There's so much drugs and stuff coming across that border. It's just outright insane. But I've ranted on long enough about all this. You guys, let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. What y'all think? Do y'all think that the Supreme Court is going to take this up? Y'all think the Biden administration is going to appeal this? And what do you think is going to happen in the Supreme Court? Do you think they're going to uphold this ruling? Or do you think they're going to uphold the lower court's ruling, saying that the federal government has ultimate authority over immigration and states cannot make laws, pertaining to immigration? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. I sure do appreciate it. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.